Hi doctor, my name is Fujun Fei and our group are going to do the presentations for the engineering practice BEJ30701. Lab 3, we are from session 1, group 3. And these are our team members, FATIN, CHOON, and me, Fujun Fei. And I will pass to my friend to start the first questions. Thank you.
Hello, my name is JANIS and my matrix number is CE180032. So right now, I will proceed to my part in this lab. So this is what all my team members have done. So my part in this lab is to answer this question 2 and 3. So what is the UV exposure effect on the PCB substrate? Before going to the question, so we go to the lab sheet. As you can see here, the first thing is on the PCB fabrication process. We have a few steps to complete the process. So the first thing is to print the layout from the PCB layout from the proteus that we have done in the lab 2, and it will be printed in the negative form. And after that, the PCB is cut into the suitable size that fit the layout of the circuit design. The next one is laminating the dry film, and it is the process to cover the PCB with a dry film. And then after that, going to UV exposure. So this process I will discuss later. So the next one, also this one, the developing process, I will explain. And for etching, stripping, and drilling will be covered by my team member. So what is the UV exposure effect on the PCB substrate? So the chemical from the photoresist, the process before UV exposure need to be removed from the light source. UV will go to condenser lens and it will go downward to the mask and onto the PCB. So the effect of UV, the chemical will change in the photoresist that is exposed to the light by the mask. So the UV light is used to soften and remove the substrate and use the remaining substrate to protect the copper from the acid bath. So the acid bath is the process after the UV exposure. So the next one is the question 3 is explain what is developing process in this lab and observe the process on what happened to the PCB after process. So developing process in this step is to put the chemical solution to remove unprinted or unexposed part of the PCB board by using the chemical solutions. So the chemical solutions using during this PCB development is, one of it is replenisher. So during the assembly process, the PCB encounter wear and tear. So using the replenish, it will help PCB to work normally during the development. Copper can get stripped in the assembly process, and replenisher essentially neutralize and breakdown and also restore the balance between the components of the developer. So after the process, the unexposed part of the PCB will be removed. Only the printed circuit connection will left on the PCB board. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi doctor, my name is Fujun Fei and now I'm going to present for the question 4. Question 4 is asking for what are the procedures for etching process and offers the process and what happened to the PCB after the process. And in the etching process, the PCB board will place into etching machines. In the etching machine, PCB board will wash by chemical solution and remove the underwater copper and the copper that form in the circuit road, which covered by the photoresist will remain on the boards. After etching process, a metal copper will be removed and only the copper in the circuit rotor will remain in the board and form the circuit rotor in the blueprint we have designed. For next question, question 5 is asking for how exactly to do the screening process in this lab, observe the process and what happened to the PCB after the process. After the etching process, you have to do the stripping process to remove the dry film by using the vapor stream. Before we do the stripping process, we have to stick the PCB to the PCB holder. After that, we put the PCB into stripper liquid. After stripping, immerse into water and wash until clear. After stripping process, all the dry film in the PCB will be removed. Last, we have to put the PCB into the drying machine to dry it, and we can do the hole drilling process and cut the PCB into the size we want. So that's all for me, and I will pass to my friend to do the next question. Thank you, Doctor.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NASUHA binti ASROL. I will present question 6, which is discuss the importance of the need to be aware of safety signs and the use of personal protective equipment in a safety health context, especially when related to chemicals. Okay, I point out there are 4 points why we need to aware of safety signs from the research, which is firstly avoid OSHA violation, second properly label working environment, third prevent accidents, and lastly is convey integrity. Okay, according to the OSHA violation, those found in compliance of OSHA 1910.145 and ANSI Z535 fair regulatory as well as legal repercussions such as loss license. Okay, next is properly labeled working environment, means that OSHA violation states workplaces must be furnished with clear safety signs, designating hazards that we are likely that lead to serious injury because if they fail to do it because of official notice and fines. For the prevent, why we need the importance of need to be aware of safety side is preventing accidents, means that is a way to reduce likelihood of injuries and off-premise accidents, and apparently are more alert to these hazards. Lastly is convey integrity, means it's a way to remind and protect employee from undesired accidents because it was company responsibility to put safety sign at their workplace. The next is the use of personal protective equipment in a safety health context, especially related to the chemicals. First is the respiratory protection. Respiratory protection is vital on sites where toxic substances are present. Respiratory precautions such as respirators are meant to keep you safe from dust, from paint spray inside sites and other potentially harmful chemicals. In contaminated air conditions, respiratory protection should be used. The next is hand and skin protection. Instead, contact dermatitis, skin malignancies, and other skin injuries and infections are the second most prevalent kind of occupational illness, and they can highly expensive. Gloves are a must-have item for skin protection because so much labor is done with the hands. Rubber gloves, cut-resistant gloves, chainsaw gloves, and heat-resistant gloves are some kinds of gloves widely used as PPE. Okay, lastly is eye and face protection. Protection for the eyes and face is just as critical as head protection. Eye and facial protection can be provided via safety goggles, glasses, and complete face shields. This is all from me. Thank you.